Hello, folks, and welcome to the Community Curation Podcast. I am here with our guest host for today, Miss Malik, aka Rebecca Malek. How are you doing
Hey,
today? Um,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired. I woke up
Oh
super
my
early.
God.
I woke up super early to enjoy a nice 64-degree walk, and it was worth it. It was worth it here in
Ooh,
Texas because
64 degrees.
it's been hot
You
and
got to catch it before it runs.
pretty freaking much and everything. Folks, we're going to have a very interesting short episode here because we have like 5 films to run through. But first, we would love to get to know this is a different kind of guest. So this is someone local here in the Houston area. Uh, I love shouting out local talent. And I've been following Rebecca for years now on the socials, listening to her music. Um, Obviously, to viewers at home, I don't look like the kind that listens to rap music or R&B. I kind of do. I listen to a lot of the stuff from like the 90s and probably like the early grounds of like the 80s. I'm pretty sure maybe I've heard a song. But when I listen to Miss Malik, I'm all like, all right, this is some modern music I can get into. I like the culture. I don't know too much about it's Palestinian, right? That was your father?
So my dad's from Pakistan and my mom's
Pakistan.
Mexican.
There we go. I don't know how I fucked that one up. It's because we're recording.
Hey,
It's because we're recording.
that's a compliment. I'm either
but but but
one.
but but the different cultures. So I kind of know a little bit about the Mexican culture. Being here in Texas, you get to kind of like know a lot of the people
Yeah,
that either come here or they're second generation, and you definitely learn. But Pakistan, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I didn't fuck this one up again. But
No, you're
learning that I
good.
don't know that culture. I don't know the culture of that and everything. And I've been able to get a nice window into what that is through both you and your music. Um, Rebecca is a musician and an actress, so we will be getting on that today. This is very odd, folks. Okay, we got a Houston local. Or were you born in Houston? Were you born and
I
raised
was
Houston?
born in
But
Houston.
okay. I figured everything. This is totally
Houston once
out.
more.
This is totally out of the Twitch sphere. Like I've had some people that aren't part of my Twitch community or anything, but
Okay.
they've been friends in real life and everything that I truly love. And you're definitely the new kind of guest and everything. It's like I've been wanting to sit there, step out, and it's like, you know what? I've been wanting to interview her for years back when I was doing a podcast that was more for this of promoting local Houston talent because I again I just love supporting it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into music?
So I was doing poetry. I grew up writing poetry as a way of just like, you know, getting my mind off of things or expressing myself, but it was always written. It was never like shared. So when I got a little bit older, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to share my poems, like go to open mics where they do spoken word. So I did a few of those. And in the process of doing that, I got first of all, when I did it, it helped me gain some confidence because of the way that people were responding to my spoken word poems. So, in the process of that, other poets would tell me, like, hey, you should transition into music. Like, have you ever thought about rapping? And I'd be like, well, no, because I write poems. And they're like, yeah, that's like rap. You could transition it into rap. And so, in the process of like also acting and doing some local modeling, I did transition into music because it kind of like integrates with the arts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like yeah, like I could definitely sit there see rap as poetics. A lot of people looked at Tupac as a poet and everything. I can't remember what was the last song I listened to that guy that was not California Love. I think he did it. Oh my god, I'm really showing my age here. I don't really.
Oh, California, that
Yeah,
one?
yeah. The only one that
Yeah.
for some reason it clicked in my mind is South Park, and I was like, yeah, no, that doesn't. It's a parody of it, but yeah. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, like again, this is foreign ground that I am treading here. Is
okay.
I've never interviewed rappers before and everything, but you started out in poetry. and everything. So like,
Yeah, so rap is rhythm and poetry.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is that actually what
So
the acronym is? Rhythm and poetry. Okay.
so it was it made sense when I, of course, like, this is other people in the community talking to me through to kind of get my mind there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, once it was positioned to me in that way, it just was like, damn, that makes so much sense.
So you were just kind of gently nudged. It didn't seem like you were just pushed in it, like, yeah, like I want to get into this or whatever. You were just kind of nudged over here. It's like we like what you have to say in your poems. So like transition it over in the music.
Yeah, and it's therapeutic. It's nice to be able to, like, even with songs that aren't necessarily like heavy with the lyrics, just doing the wordplay and being creative with words. And I just like language in general, you know? So it's fun for me, like just dealing with words and being able to put them together in different ways.
I notice that with a lot of your music of it's like it's either it's an enunciation that you play on, or maybe it is like a certain rhythm with like the words, and it's all like, oh, like this actually flows really good. Like usually there's some of like the
Hmm.
modern day rap, it's like I can't get behind it because for one I just don't understand it. I just feel like I don't understand it, but like here is someone far different background, and I'm able to sit there and get what you're saying. Not trash talking mumble rappers. I just can't understand you. But like I can
Oh, mumble.
I can understand some of the messages that you're trying to get across to the listener, but I can also get into the rhythm of the music. And I always feel like that's kind of
Yeah,
hard. Like, like to me, I love my hard rock and heavy metal, but that doesn't mean I like listening to music where the guy is just screaming, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying, and the music is
right.
so freaking loud, there are people who can listen to that and they can absorb
I
the I
know.
can't, but
I've
to
heard
me,
it.
I love my melody, and you feel like you kind of have like that
Gotcha.
middle ground where it's like it's a melody but it's still rap, but then you still have like these nice beats that are like, oh, okay, it's like I can get down to
Appreciate
this.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It, uh do you do the music all by yourself, or do you have a collaborator that actually helps with the musical side of it, like the actual beats, while you work on the lyrics and the
Yeah,
poetics?
I get my beats are the majority of my beats are from the infamous Ches. He's also here in Houston, and
Mm.
so he's a musician. He does it all when it comes to music, really. But he makes beats, and so I use those, and then I listen to them, and I just come up with lyrics to lay down on it. And he records me, and he'll mix and master and finalize the product, and then yeah, and then I just release it. So he's
Nice.
definitely like my right hand in this process.
What was it like um going into this for the first time of actually collaborating with someone else and recording your first song?
It was nerve-wracking because I have a lot of anxiety. I always think about, like, Um, it's interesting because I'm pretty extroverted and nobody would really consider me to be shy, but I have a lot going on in my head. And so it was a little nerve wracking at first because I wasn't as confident about the way I was laying down the lyrics in accordance with the beat. But it's been really cool, like, because Chaz is very experienced. And so I started working with him like in 2018, so it's been a few years. So when we record, we already have like a process of how we go about it. So
Oh.
sometimes, yeah, and so he'll tell me like, okay, I'm gonna turn on the a metronome so that I could hear the beat
Mm-hmm.
as I'm recording so that I could stay on rhythm. And he'll do things like that because he's a pretty seasoned musician. So it's been good. I think as long as you have somebody who you trust and who also wants the best for you, then it can be a smooth process that you like. Of It's a process of becoming confident,
Yeah.
and that's what it's I'm still working on it, to be honest.
Do you guys still use the metronome, or do you think that maybe you've kind of found your own rhythm?
Sometimes, yeah, depending on what it is that we're recording, yeah. Especially when I do Spanish lyrics, because I like to implement some bilingual flow into the songs. So a lot of times when I go into the Spanish part, he'll turn on the metronome because it can be like tricky sometimes transitioning from English to Spanish on the beat, and my brain will start short circuiting. And I'm like, man, turn the metronome on.
I I noticed that with some of your songs of, yeah, you'll transition from English to Spanish, and then I kind of like, it makes me wonder, it's like, is she breaking down the Spanish word to like the syllable? Because like you'll say
Yeah.
something and it'll be like in this nice rhythm, and then it's like you switch and then you go right back in here and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, how did you do that? And it's like you got like
Yeah.
this nice rhythm, and then it's almost like a small pause, and then bam, it goes right into the next one. I'm all like, that's smart. So it's like, I kind of like wonder if that's just all you, or if maybe Chaz was his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ches,
if he
like
knows
with
how to
the
mix that very well, to it's like, oh, we can just hide this little thing right here, and then
oh
make it seem
yeah.
so seamless and everything, where
Yeah, they do have that ability with the he uses Pro Tools. So like with the software, you do have that ability to see like the lyrics like in little blocks and then like slide them over and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But for the most part, we just record like we'll run the song a few times where I'll rap it a few times and then we'll listen together for like the best version. And when it comes to the Spanish, he'll be like, it sounds cool to me, but he with the Spanish it's a little more on my ear because he doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So but he has a good ear as far as like knowing what sounds because when it comes to
Y-
music it's not necessary, it doesn't have to be the language, it's a lot of times the way it's coming off, a
yeah.
vibration.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that music, even though I'm in film and such, that like music is everything to me. I use music for even when I write. Um, I'll
Yeah.
I'll either pop on Spotify until I get annoyed because I won't buy premium and everything, so it plays two songs and it
The
hits you with the
ad.
ad, and then you're like,
I
ah,
hate
Jesus
that.
Christ, and you get tired of just exiting and then reopening. Um,
Seriously.
but like it's that, or I'll go to YouTube and hope and pray I'll get a video that's not, like covered in ads or whatever. But every now and then it's like
Right.
I'll go like an hour in and I'll get an ad, and I was like, all right, that's just the light, like everything in life telling me, go take a break. You've been at this for an hour. You deserve a little break.
There you go.
You
It's
know,
forcing you off the screen.
yeah, it's forcing me to stop, and it's like, skip ad, get up, go do something, stretch the legs, get the brain flowing, and then come back. um so yeah, like music is very key. So there's times that, like, I mean, I'll listen to Rammstein. I don't understand half the damn shit that they're saying,
Mhm.
but I get that beat, of like, there's like a lot of their music, even though not many people, I think, listen to them anymore after some controversies that went out. But like, I don't understand the lyrics, but when I see the music video, and sometimes when I'm just like alone, I get really really good visuals, and that's just how I am with music. I'm very visual with it,
That's
so
cool.
I can just sit there and listen to it without even looking at the screen, and I can see kind of maybe what they could be talking about. And then I look at the lyrics and they're
Yeah.
like, oh no, they're talking about something completely darker than what the hell I came up with. And
Oh, dang. But that's cool though. Your imagination
yeah.
runs like that. I think that's like really important for us to upkeep our imaginations.
Yeah, and music does that. Even if you may not understand it, because if maybe there is a language barrier there, it's like you can still enjoy it. It's all like, like that, the whole song could be just making fun of
Yeah.
white boys for all I know, and I'll be like, yeah, this is nice. It's like, it makes me feel happy, and people may look at you weird, but it's like, it doesn't matter. It's how you feel about the music. And
Right. It's a vibration
yeah,
and a
and like, I listen to
frequency.
like a lot of music that some people would probably think is like, oh dude, that's gonna bring your vibration down, man. It's like, actually
Oh,
no,
really?
it kind of pisses me off a little bit that my vibration goes up a little bit more, and it just gets me
Dang.
to go through my work and everything. I'll
It
listen to
helps
Filter.
you.
Yeah, it'll help me. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard the band Filter before,
Uh-uh.
but I think it was the touring guitarist for Nine Inch Nails.
Oh,
um
okay.
he splintered off, left Trent and everything to go do his own music because Trent told him, well, if you want to sit there, go tour, make all this fucking money, then go make your own goddamn album. So that's what he
Oh,
did.
he's like, okay,
He told
yeah,
him go do it. So the lead singer who did this, who is also Robert Patrick's baby brother. If you
okay.
don't know who he is, he was
No.
the T-2000 in Terminator. He was the villain. He
Oh
was the
yeah.
the liquid Terminator.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so
Wow.
he's his baby brother. Um, he started coming out with like "Hey Man, Nice Shot." That was like their first big hit, I believe. Um, and there's like a lot of their music. I may have to send it to you where um it just gets you like maybe not immediately angry, but it just gives you pumped up and everything, even though the
Hmm.
lyrics are heavy. Um,
Good gym song.
yeah, I guess that would be it because you say that, and the first
Yeah.
thing I think of is the opening line to "So I Quit," and it just starts off with like really really heavy guitar, and then you hear Patrick screaming "motherfucker," and he's like screaming it, but it's not to the point that it hurts your ears. It's more of something of you feel that raw energy of him, and you're all like,
Channel
I
it.
don't know what is upsetting him, but I feel it and everything, and it makes me want to do something. Makes me want to be,
I know what you mean.
yeah, you
I know what
know.
you mean.
And
I love that type of vibe.
yeah, I have to sit there saying that because I've been enjoying their new album a lot, and I've been jumping back and forth between listening to Stone Sour's House of Golden Bones, which it's like a two-part concept album. One part is hard rock, and then the other part is like
Oh,
kind of
cool.
like Pink Floyd. You know how Pink Floyd would,
Yeah.
do their concept. So it's like that. So I've been listening to that, or I've been listening just the Filter's whole catalog, and it's like it's either I'm going to be in my emotions and a little bit angry, probably a little pissed off, um,
Yeah.
or I'm probably going to be in the same way too, but I'm going to be a little bit more amped up about it, and um, but
And
moving
channel that energy into what you're
yeah,
doing.
well, that's what I do on my walk. So like I've been trying to take care of myself. So I'll go and I'll pop Filter on, and it's like it'll get me going. And after the songs, start going to ads, and it's like, oh, my body's starting to hurt because all that adrenaline is going away, and it's all like, I need another song. I need another song to pump me up. Um, but
Yeah.
moving over to acting, what got you into acting?
I've always just been like a really animated person and really, yeah, kind of like hyper going a little bit. And acting just attracted me because I was already doing some like I said, like local modeling and stuff. And I was just I wanted to go to an audition and just see. So I started looking into them and yeah, like I was like, okay, this is actually something I like. Like I was really liking it and enjoying it. And I got my first so an audition that I had went to a few years ago, I ended up getting the role was actually for something kind of dark. So where I'm pretending to like well, a guy in the film, not real life, he comes to see what's wrong with me because I'm kind of like walking on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, I don't want to leave you out here in the cold and stuff. And I end up, my character ends up him.
Oh, so did it feel more like a horror or like a thriller?
Well, it was a short film.
Yeah.
So it was really just like, I don't know I don't know what genre it would fall into because it was really just like him convincing me getting in the car, and then us arriving at the spot, and me just being like, "Oh, I really appreciate it, but you didn't have to," and then do that
Do the
to
deed and
him.
everything,
Right? It
yeah.
like it
Well,
escalates real quick because
that
it's just a
just
short
sounds like
film.
a segment of a true crime documentary, you know. It's
Something like that,
yeah. So
right?
I guess
Yeah.
you would throw that into thriller. It's like I kind of find it hard to navigate thriller through horror. I always kind of sat there and thought it's more of camera placement and it's music, you know.
Okay.
Cuz like horror it's more blanketed kind of music. It's all like it's the stuff that you kind of hear but it's not loud. Whereas like a thriller,
Okay.
like a oh my god, now I'm drawing a blank
Like
on
it
them.
startles you more.
Kinda, but like it's kind of like more of the stuff like where you get like a lot of your crime drama and like
Mhm.
Goodfellas, like one of the films that we're gonna talk about today. Kind of like that. Like
Mhm.
even though Goodfellas is more of a drama, like a crime drama and everything, I always kind of figure like thrillers or more stuff that keeps you on the edge of your seat. Keeps going. It's all like, oh, it's like there's something wrong with this
Yeah.
woman, and this guy's just gonna pick her up. It's like something seems kind of off here. And it's like, oh yeah, because she butchered him and everything, and it just sounded like your short film was like a tamed maybe one night of Aline Wuornos.
That's how it ends. It ends with the depiction of that gore of
Yeah.
like this is what she did to him. And I guess I shouldn't give away like the ultimate reason why she did it.
Mhm.
It's supposed I guess when you watch it, the viewer is supposed to gather as to why she did it because it's not explicitly said. But
Oh, okay.
basically, if you watch it till the very end, I'm walking out with the cooler and it has a slit like in a specific area of his body.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah, and
okay,
that's how
okay.
it ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very like open to interpretation of what has happened. We
Yeah.
know some cutting was going on, but like for what reasons, what was this act acted upon, Um and like that right there that just kind of got you right there in acting and everything. That was
Yeah,
your
I felt like that was a really nice introduction into acting. It was actually for Miss Cat TV. She's a pretty big deal in Houston.
I
So,
I
yeah, Miss Cat TV.
I feel like I've heard that name before. I
The mayor gave her like her own day and everything.
really, with your background in music and you starting out in poetry, does that make any of do you learn how to deliver dialogue that actually sounds like dialogue that you hear in real life when it comes to your films that you act in?
Um, no, because like with the films, it's just memorizing the script.
Mhm.
So, because these films that I've acted in, none of them are my own project, it's just me being contracted as an actor.
Okay.
So it's really just about me getting the script, memorizing it and trying to deliver that role to the best of my ability. So I think I'm not gonna say extremely different, but pretty different because with music, as far as what I've been doing, I've been just writing my own songs in accordance with the beat, and it's much more like my own project,
Mhm.
as opposed to acting has just been me like trying to execute this role for to try to make like the director's vision
Vision,
come
yeah.
to life.
Okay.
Yeah. And I like that because, well, I guess if you want to compare the two, I do use voice notes and I read over my lines and then re-listen to them to try to get it into my head, I guess in the same way that you would do with the song. And with my
Pacing,
music, like
pauses, all that. Yeah.
yeah, like trying to also just get into the cadence of the sentences so that it sounds natural and not
Mhm.
scripted. And with my songs, even though yeah, I wrote the song, yeah, I delivered it in a melody I made up, I still have to re-listen to my songs to be able to really have them down packed so that at the drop of a dime I can just like, sing my own songs.
um
Yeah.
so we're gonna jump right into the film to the films here and everything. Usually I only have my guests bring in like three films or so, but since we're gonna sit there, we're gonna like, hit like a fast round. You actually have like a really good variety here. Some that I was all like, I was like, did she really pick this film? Is she fucking with me? Uh, but
Funny.
you know what film I mean, the animated one that's on this list and everything. Um, but we'll go down here from like the list of what you had in the email. And you can give me your thoughts on why did you pick these films. The first one
Okay.
being Goodfellas.
Mhm. I love Goodfellas.
What?
So why did I pick
Yeah, why did you pick
it?
it?
I just watched it all the time growing up. Like I used to watch like A Bronx Tale a lot too, and then Goodfellas. I felt kind of like I think when I was a kid, I probably saw the Bronx Tale a few times on maybe just like on regular TV. And then maybe that's what kind of like sparked my interest into that East Coast vibe. So with Goodfellas, I just really like the aesthetic. It's really for one, the aesthetic of like the way they dressed and the way that they're very like put together, like dressed really nice, but it's like that contrast, that duality of like they're dressed so like, really nice, but they're also doing like these really dark things.
Yeah.
But then when they convene and they yeah, like when they come together and they convene, it just seems so professional. Like when they're sitting at the table together and stuff like that. And you would never it's hard to like reconcile the stuff they're actually doing
Yeah.
behind this like polished look.
And then like sooner or later,
So
what they would do to each other just to maintain.
ah, I don't know. It's just I'm not sure psychologically what it brought out of me, but I just find it maybe fascinating, like,
I think
you know,
crime films like
to
that.
watch, to
I
watch.
I think
Not
crime
to
films
do.
and gangster films definitely they they speak out to us of something that maybe deep down it's something we would like to try to do. Maybe it's like, you know, I'm not saying they're trying to say that everyone deep down wants to go kill someone and throw their body in the lake, with cinder blocks attached to their. But
Definitely not.
there is that I guess like looking at like the golden apple in the Garden of Eden, it's like yeah you're not supposed to eat it, but like that temptation. And so I think like these films kind of exercise and kind of play with that. So then we don't really go and
Mm,
do that in real life. It's all like, boy, that was so
right.
much fun, but I am not winding up like that guy, you know?
Yeah, because you see that dark side, and it's just kind of like, wow, it really, in a way, I guess it's goes along with that don't judge a book by its cover.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I recently fell in love into a game series called Mafia, and a lot of the Goodfellas and everything stuff like that. You always play as either someone who I wouldn't sit there say is like down on their luck, but like maybe they did something and they accidentally helped out the mob, and like the mob is like, oh, it's like you did good, you helped us out. We can promise you a job, and you don't have to sit there and be stuck doing this crummy job. It's like we'll pay you very, very well, and then you get dragged into the family, and
mm,
it's like, yeah, I
you're
was kind
in
of,
too deep.
I was hesitant at first, and then after a bit, it's like, well, you know what, I really like having food on my table and providing for my family. That's the other thing. It's
Mhm.
all like, even though what these guys do are ugly, it's like at the end of the day, it's a job. They're putting money down to feed their families and keep a roof over their head. They're just as human as we are. And I love the Mafia games for that. And then it really trails off into like this vengeance stuff with Mafia 3, but I also really just love
Mhm.
playing that character Lincoln Clay. He's been backstabbed, he comes back from the war, not really treated with the respect that was given to him, and he's all like, you know what, I'm just gonna set fire on all this and then go
So
kill the Ku
that
Klux
game takes
Klan.
place. Oh,
So each entry takes place in a different era. Like I think the first one's supposed to be
okay.
like
I
in
was
the
gonna say Industrial
30s.
Revolution.
I think it's supposed to be in the 30s is like the first one. I don't know when the second one takes place in, but I know one of the characters in the second one, the main character in the second one pops up in the third one, and that's 68. And the third one takes
Aw.
place in 68. And then they just released the Old Country, which is like a prequel. I want to say post maybe World War One, or maybe right on the cusp of World War One. So they all take place
Oh
in
wow.
different eras of the
Yeah,
mafia
that's
family.
cool.
Yeah, I
Okay.
enjoy stuff like that. Back to the films though. There is one film, because the way how you mentioned it, there's another film on this list I gotta ask. It's like if you've ever seen this other film, so it's gonna be at the end. The next one is American Me. I've never heard of this film. I went and kind of like looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting film. It's like, so I was all like, you know what, I'm gonna let Rebecca tell me all about this film, so
Yeah.
then I can go see. I was like, I want to hear her pitch for American Me.
Well, You want to hear, what'd you say, a pitch?
Yeah, yeah, like a pitch. Like, why did you pick this? Like, what was it about this
Okay, I was
film?
like, wait, you want me to try to sell it to you?
Well,
Okay, you're like that too. Okay, so when I was a kid, um, that's a movie that I watched with my family.
mm,
So on my mom's side, my mom's Mexican. But I guess to be more specific, my grandparents are from Mexico, but my mom and her siblings, they're from Texas, so we're
mm.
Chicanos. So American Me is I guess you could say it's like a Chicano movie. It's actually a very sad movie. It takes place in prison, and it shows it follows it. So I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Selena, but
Yes.
the actor that played Abraham and Selena, who was her father in the movie, he's in American.
Edward James Olmos, I believe.
I don't know his real name,
Okay.
but he's in American Me. So it follows a young man who is he's Hispanic. I want to say, I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I want to say he was half white,
Mm-hmm.
and his appearance is white presenting,
Oh,
and
okay.
his culture is Chicano Mexican, and he has a hard time with his community and society regarding that, and just this constant need to prove himself and prove his, you know, his culture, and prove that he's down. And yeah, it's I now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm like, wow, I really watched that and I was still a kid. But
There's a lot of things we watch as kids we were not supposed to watch, and you know
right.
what? I think it just makes us even better human beings because it's like, yeah, we watched that as a very fucked up film when we were a kid or whatever, or it just tackled very heavy subjects. But I think at the same time, it's like
Yeah.
I think we kind of learned how to handle those heavy subjects a lot better.
It's I think, films like we just talked about Goodfellas, now we're talking about American Me. I know that they're just films, but they're rooted in, real cultural occurrences.
Hmm.
And American Me is more like West Coast focused, and then we were talking about Goodfellas, which is like East Coast
Yeah,
focused, primarily focused on like the Italian American culture. I know that mafia is not their culture per se, but the
yeah.
individuals
There is a
in the film.
stigma because of the media in general of how they view them.
And right. And same thing with American Me. Like, obviously, not all Mexican Americans participate in those kinds of activities, but there is a segment of our community that ends up getting caught in that, or, due to socioeconomic factors and whatever else, like there's a presence. So I think at the same time, watching those films is kind of like playing into cultural competency, being
Hmm.
competent in like different cultures and like the different factors that can affect different communities who are on opposite sides of America, and
Hmm.
from, rooted in different countries, but have, similar experiences when it comes to like,
Despite the dualism, yeah, there is a commonality.
or just the way that the communities are affected in this country. A lot of times those are the results of socioeconomic factors that were placed upon by like the higher power, like
Hmm.
the not like the government, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just interesting to like see those films and then start like putting those pieces together mentally.
it's a fun self-reflective exercise. I do it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think about that stuff all the time. Like just us being here and just how diverse it is here, in the US. And yeah, just getting like those perspectives. Cause as a kid, me just living here in Texas and, just being exposed to my own family, it was like, okay, that opened my eyes to like different regions in the US, and yeah, comparing and contrasting.
yeah. Um, I there was something I had right there, and that thought just completely ran off the
My
track.
bad.
I'm all like, no, no, you're good, because I was like, oh, I have something for that, and then the moment I'm reaching for it, it's all like, oh, it's gone, it's gone. I am so sorry, but yeah, the duology, I've kind of like noticed it because of your background with your father and your mother, and then you talk about East Coast, West Coast, and these types of films, and I was like, there's that duology again, and everything.
Yeah.
So I always look for that when a lot of my guests when they mention stuff. One of the beautiful things is my buddy Mift and everything. He picked some interesting films for his, and one of them was it was a Heath Ledger film where it's like the medieval times, and essentially
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't want to be this poor guy and everything, so his father sends him away to this lord to train him to be a jouster, only to find out that only lords and only these royalty people can be these knights and everything, and do this jousting tournament, and he proves them all wrong. And the
That's
more
cool.
the more that my buddy kept talking about that, I'm like looking at him, I was like, you see yourself in Heath Ledger a lot, and it kind of took him a bit. He's like, I never really thought about that, and I was like, yeah, you do. So it's always nice when we see these films. It's like, see, we see each other in all these films. That's the beauty of filmmaking,
Yeah.
is we do see each other in that. And I did look up the casting. Edward James Olmos did played the lead in American Me.
He's a great
As
actor.
I only knew him for, I think, Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. And then
Oh, really?
when I
I
really
didn't
started
know that.
looking into his filmography, and it's like he has a great history in cinema, and it just kind of feels like I think a lot of people overlook him. He's definitely one of the few actors here in America that like is definitely overlooked. And I know like a lot of people know him like back when he was young for like a very striking iconic look, and then as he got older,
Yeah.
he kind of lost a
And
little
his
bit of
voice.
it. Yeah. And I was all like, wow. So like yeah, I definitely need to see this, and I definitely need to see more of his work. I know I sat there and saw he did another film where he was trying to teach the youth about writing, if I remember correctly. It was very similar to American Me and everything. And I was like, I remembered him in that one. And so when you mentioned American Me, I was like,
Oh,
this
okay.
sounds like this other film he did. So like it definitely seemed like he played a lot of those mentor characters. Like that seems to
Mm.
be his thing. Our next film, I kinda laughed at this when I saw this. I was like, is she being serious? She put me on the Rugrats movie and everything.
Yeah,
I
I
was
watched that a lot.
I was looking into that, and it's like, what, there is some really good themes here about, being responsibility and siblings, and a lot of that stuff that like mirrors. And I was like, I definitely cannot wait to hear Rebecca's thoughts on it. Why did you pick the Rugrats?
Well, I had it on VHS growing up. It was an orange tape. So, like, when you would open the
Yeah,
case and you would see the actual VHS tape, it was orange. So, I feel like that was just like, I just wanted to constantly like have the orange tape in my hands and like put it in the VCR and mess with it, because
there's
it was
something
orange.
special.
I don't know.
There was something special about those Nickelodeon tapes when they started releasing them, and they were orange dyed and everything. Because yeah, you,
Yeah,
you
it
had
was
that.
like
You
amazing.
you had Blue's Clues, I think, also came, and like even though it was like a blue box, but the moment you open it, it's like it's orange, and it kind of
Orange.
added to a bit of a specialty of it. It was like you're not just buying a regular like film, like you're buying into
Mhm.
magic. It's kind of similar like how Disney has like the little iconic intro where like you see like the magic and the star go over.
Right.
That orange VHS tape, that's the magic of owning Nickelodeon at home.
Literally, literally. And now we just have streaming. So it's like, it's just a nostalgic thing. I just know that it's something I watched over and over to a point where my sister was like, can you stop? Like, so annoyed. Um, and to be honest with you, like, it was just I guess a comfort movie because I would watch the Rugrats all the time on TV.
Mhm.
Like it was just one of the shows I would really look forward to. I would watch all the time. Like the mom really resonated with me. Because she would always talk about Dr. Lip Kids. Dr. I don't forget.
Lipshin, 'cause he was
Dr.
jamming.
Lipshit.
Yeah, Lipshin.
Yeah, and how she was just obsessed with him and stuff. And so that would like resonate with me because when I was growing up, my mom my mom, she had all these books from Dr. Atkins.
Ah,
And she like did the Atkins diet and stuff. And so it would just really resonate with me because it just felt like my life as a kid. Like, yeah, I could just relate to it. Even though they were babies, Tommy was like a grown up. Like he was just so mature and responsible, and he always had a solution for everything. And yeah, I think I really liked Tommy because he was just like a lifesaver all the time, and his parents had no idea like they had this epic baby. Like they
yeah.
wouldn't even know half the stuff he would go out and do. And I think that whole movie is just like about a mission, and the parents don't even realize like
I
the world's about to end, and y'all don't understand that y'all's babies are like
yeah.
saving
I
it.
think there's something about the Rugrats that it always kind of felt like it was like the last. Well, I think also too, probably based on like the writers and animators, is that like that was kind of like the last generation where kids felt like they can go on an adventure, and the parent wasn't hovering over them, and so to like
Yeah.
take that concept and then put it into babies, where obviously you're gonna hover over them a little bit. You know, you can't have a loose baby on the loose and everything. Um, I was definitely Chucky,
Right.
so I just freak out and trip over my own shoes and like just go back home to
Oh my
mom
god.
and everything.
Oh,
But like, yeah, there's something about that, and I think like a lot of us looked up to him because it's like, despite them being babies and not knowing what the world is, they were still willing to go out there and do these adventures and have like the greatest time. Like they were, I don't think they were ever really truly frightened. There were moments where they were frightened, but by the end of the day, it was like they were a bit back home. They were comforted, but they still had a journey that they had that day. Every day's a journey.
every day. It was never a dull moment. It was
Yeah.
always super dramatic. Yeah.
Do you have outside of I think it's Sue Pickles, I think that was Tommy's mom. Was there like a
Mhm.
any other character you definitely resonate, I guess now?
Well, Angelica was really mean to them, and I was always the youngest in my family. Like I'm the youngest sibling, but I'm also one of the youngest cousins. And so, yeah, Angelica was like, okay, I really resonated with that too, because I'm like, yeah, everybody bullies me. Like, you know, my older, I don't want to name drop anybody, but like my older relatives
Yeah. It,
who were also kids, yeah.
I don't know what
And then
it's
she
like
had
to be
that
the baby.
doll.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Angelica doll.
really?
I
You're
didn't
the
I
oldest?
No, I'm the middle child. I was the
Oh,
forgotten. I
okay.
was the one that was forgotten, and then everyone's like, "Oh
Mhm.
shit, wait, we had that child. Where is he?" And I'm like, "I'm here with
Oh my
trauma." It's
god.
all like, and I always thought it's funny and everything because when it comes to the middle child, that sometimes depending on when that middle child's born and then when the baby comes in, I
Mm.
think what was it? My sister was 12 when I was born. She's the oldest of three, and then my brother, when he came in, my sister had my mom for 12 whole years to herself. They got to do everything.
Oh.
My mom only had me by myself for like 4 and
Oh,
everything.
gotcha. Yeah,
And
that makes
then
a
little brother
difference.
came right in, and so that took away all the thunder. And so I did what
Aw.
most kids did. I acted out and everything. I was a little shit. um
Aw.
but like there became like a point where I think even my mom kind of like realized like, oh, like I kind of forgot about this other kid and everything.
Mm,
But like we always bonded over film, so she anytime she knew popped in a movie, that's how we bonded, and that's how I developed my film language as a filmmaker,
that's
was just watching
cool.
it. So we had a way of doing it, and then when she kind of started realizing, oh, like, yeah, maybe I did pay attention to more of your brother, but he was the baby and I'm over here, it's like I was baby for
I
four
was still a
years
baby
for four
too.
years
Aw. Oh my
and
god.
then baby no more. And it's like
Aw.
I just became a gremlin. I became a devil. My mom would call
You
me
poor
Satan.
thing.
And
Bless your heart.
for
You
good enough
sorry
reason, I
you're
was a terrible kid growing up. I was not all that sweet. I could be sweet after I committed a terrible act. I could play sweet and be like, "You're not angry at me,
Aw.
are you?" And they're like, "Nah, you're fucking dead." And it's like, "Oh shit."
Oh shit.
If anything, I was Bart Simpson. If anything, that's what I was.
Oh, everybody loves Bart Simpson though. Yeah.
To a certain extent, yeah. Homer didn't really enjoy it when
Yeah.
Bart fucked with him a lot, but I never got to that point of being strangled. Thank God.
Oh
I
yeah.
just got my ass
Yeah, but he's
beat.
cool. Bart's cool. Like
Yeah,
he's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
If only I knew how to skateboard, then I could be cool as Bart. Um, the next one, I don't think I've ever covered a Jim Carrey film on here, but The Truman
Mhm.
Show. When I saw this, like, this is still a Jim Carrey movie I have not seen. I thought I
Oh,
saw it.
really?
I have not seen The Truman Show. So why did you pick
The
this?
Truman Show? Well, it was another movie that I had on VHS. So growing up, we would go to Blockbuster a lot to rent a movie, and then they would put this table out by the register with like piles of VHSs that were just randomly on sale. So we would buy like just whatever, just any movie, like regardless of whether or not we had heard of just for the fact it was on sale, like we would buy it and then just watch them.
Yeah.
So I think the Truman Show was probably one of those. And I just randomly watched it one day because as a kid, that's what I would do a lot. It's just like go through the VHS tapes and watch them, sometimes back to back. And Truman Show, honestly, I was really young when I watched it, but I would watch it over and over because it was so interesting because his life is a reality show and he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really, I guess, sparked my imagination because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if there's like hidden cameras? And I think that era as well, it was before TV had those hidden camera shows. Because there was an era of
Yeah.
TV where those were really popular, like Punked with Ashton Kutcher and stuff like that. But that era of TV still hadn't came yet. So yeah, watching the Truman Show, it was just like it would really trip me out. It would really trip me out because I'm like, oh my God, what if that's happening, as a kid, right? Like in my kid mind. And it was just interesting watching him like go through his day-to-day life and only the audience and like the rest of the cast knew that he was being filmed, but he was the only one that didn't. So I think that's what made it interesting, is just feeling like you're participating in that for a
Mm-hmm.
while. And but then he starts to catch on. And
Yeah.
then it's like, as a viewer, well, again, like this is me watching as a kid, just feeling like, oh, I wish I could tell him. I wish I could tell him. Like, I wish I could just let him know what's going on. And then at the end of it, the way that the movie ends is that he pretty much like crashes out. Like he's spiraling. He gets on a boat. He like goes to the end of the ocean. And at the end of the ocean, there's a wall. And it's a wall painted with a sky and white clouds, like a fake sky. And there's a door. And he goes through the door, and that's when it ends.
Yeah. I
So it's outside of that.
I found out today because I was watching a video on it that there was CGI in this film, very early date CGI that they did like there's like a kind of like a like matte painting. So like some of the buildings that are supposed to be like an extra story high, that's all CGI'd
Mhm.
because of laws in South
Damn.
Florida that they couldn't build nothing past like a 1 floor
Mm.
level. And I was like, that's CGI? Holy hell. See, this is what happens when you mix practical and CGI and you don't rush the job like what most films are today, where you can tell, oh, that's CGI, you
It's
know.
obvious.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very obvious because of the lack of time. But Truman Show, yes, that is always. I could have sworn that one time I saw it, but I think it was me, myself, and Irene I watched. But
I've seen that
but
too.
God, you keep mentioning VHS tapes and Blockbuster. That brings me back to a childhood. I think
Nostalgic.
the last film I ever rented from Blockbuster was Godzilla Final Wars, and
Oh my God,
that
Godzilla.
was in the dying days. Godzilla was always a VHS thing for me. My very first VHS that I think that I wore out was King Kong versus Godzilla. And so, as like you're
I
bringing
love
this, I'm getting
that.
all those flashes of childhood, and the
Mhm.
orange Nickelodeon thing. It's like I remember those too. It's like it
So
sucks getting old.
crazy.
It sucks getting old and everything. And hopefully, with
And the era's gone.
well, I do think that the era can come back because I definitely feel like a lot of people that get pissed off at streaming where there's all these like I end up learning that Amazon Prime has so many fucking paywalls and everything because just having Amazon Prime's not good enough. You need to have the Showtime bundle or something like that, or you need to have this
Oh,
bundle, that
really?
bundle,
See, I don't have it.
just to have that. And then I even learned with Paramount is if you get Paramount Plus, it's like, oh, you have to have the Showtime bundle in order to watch this specific series. And I'm all like, why
Bring
is this
back
behind?
Blockbuster.
So my whole thing is, it's all like, look, we all know that cable is officially dead, and the only thing that's keeping it alive is live television, like the news,
Mhm.
pro wrestling. Pro wrestling keeps the USA going.
Yeah.
And that essentially we will go back to the point that people, I think, will finally have enough of hey, this is my favorite movie. Why is it no longer on Netflix? Oh, well, our contract for it
Right, that
expired.
sucks.
Okay, well,
I
who has
hate
the
that.
contract now? That's not our, we don't keep up with that. I was like, so who has it? And then you have to hunt for it online. And I think that that has to sit there, stir something in our modern world of, if you love a film so much, go out and buy the DVD before they try to run out of
I
DVDs.
agree.
Or to be honest, go back and just do it on tape. Because
VCR.
one of the things that I found out that I thought was dead was the tape industry. But there are people, if you go to like some of the horror cons, I was watching people sit there and sell VHS tape. There are people that were somehow doing the reverse effect of, they film on digital, but they transfer it to tape, and they sell their
Oh
horror
wow.
films on tape. And I'm all
Oh cool.
like, I was all like, this is coming back. This is a thing. Like they
Yeah,
only
put the
sell it
power
in,
back in your hands.
they only sell like limited, because not everyone has a VHS player. But to me, it's like, let's go
Yeah.
back to those days. Like, yeah, it's a bulky ass machine. Suck it up. It's like, mount your damn TV to the wall, have your dresser or whatever, or like a shelf for your VHS, and let's just go back. Yeah, it's messy, wires and everything, but there was something about watching a film on tape.
I
It's
agree.
like filming
I
on
agree.
film. There is a magic there. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you won't be able to see this, see that. I was like, you don't have to see everything. You know,
Yeah.
why do you want to see
Right.
everything? Like, I love um these cleanups and these re-releases of classic films that they do for Criterion and Vinegar Syndrome, where a lot of the classic stuff that probably was at the bottom of a bargain bin, you know, in some video store, that no one would probably ever watch it. But now you can have that on DVD with documentaries, all sorts of this stuff. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's bring that to film again. Or let's just bring back the whole DVD and the whole at home entertainment. Cause, you know, like, I know like a lot of people don't want to go to the theaters much anymore. It's really sad. But we need to start owning our media, because otherwise it
I
will start winding
agree.
up like HBO and them, where if a show didn't perform that they want to, well, guess what? That show's gone forever.
Oh,
There was a
I
Courtney
hate
Cox
that.
series that I think was on HBO, and I think just because the third season did not perform well, it was like the worst season ever. They're like, all right, we're getting rid of
Mhm.
that season, and then they officially just removed the whole series
And you can't
altogether.
watch it. Oh, that's
And,
so annoying.
and then they removed everything from Boomerang. So like, they're, yeah.
Really?
So now if you want to go watch the classic Looney Tunes stuff, you go to
Oh,
Tubi, which is, it's not that bad. I kind of wish it was all separated, but they just throw like 3 episodes all in one, or like 3 shorts all in one episode, and you just watch it through there. It's a bitch if you want to look for a specific one, but it's there.
yeah.
It's there. It's for free. You got some ads in between. That's fine. But yeah, like, you have to go to Tubi or somewhere else just to find what's like, you know, Scooby Doo, Where Are You, and all these other things. Um,
Oh my God, Scooby Doo.
and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. My
It
rant
is
over
sad.
home media is over,
I
though,
agree,
folks.
though.
Uh,
Yeah.
our last one is Corky Romero. You picked an SNL
So
film, so yeah, I need to know.
Corky Romano to this day for me is so hilarious. So hilarious. So I really like Chris Kattan. He used to do
Hmm.
that. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff with Will Ferrell, like on SNL. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, because Will Ferrell skyrocketed and Chris Kattan not so much. But I thought he was really funny.
Yeah,
Um, so that movie, it's like he's the misfit of his family.
yeah.
His yeah, they're mafia guys and he's the misfit. And I just like how he in particular, what I like is how one of his brothers, he who's very hardcore, he brings that softness out of him, because I think his brother, I want to say, wasn't living in his truth. Like his brother had he was pretending to to be somebody who he's not. And
Uh,
I think Corky Romano, he would
was
he
able
would
to
like
awaken
shine the
that.
light on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I like that. And then I like how Corky Romano is, if you really look at it, he's never phased. Like, yes, he's different, but he's still doing what they need him to do, this job or whatever, and he's doing it. Even though he's not doing it in a good, he's not doing a good
he's
job,
terrible at it,
he's
but he's given his all.
doing it.
Yeah,
And he's just him. Like he's just him. And I love that. And it's just so funny because he's like in this serious role, and he just he in a way he like gets all of these people around him, these really serious people. In a way he kind of gets control over them in a weird way. Like if you really watch it, I've watched it a million times.
Is it like, I guess, like
But
one of those guilty pleasure films where other people kind of look at you as like, are we seriously watching this? But to you, you're all like, this is cinema. Like this is cinema to me. Yeah.
yes, everybody thinks I'm a weirdo. And I'm like, if I watch that in front of other people, they just look at me like I am on a substance, an illegal substance. Because I'll just be staring at the TV, laughing, like tears coming out, and they're like, what is wrong with you?
You know what though? I have no clue what happened to Chris Kattan, because I do remember he was very popular in the late '90s, going into the 2000s. Um, and when I saw the trailer for this, and he's trying to, like, after being wired in, and like, he's like, I promise, like, I'm not wired, like not wired, like, there's like a microphone on my
I definitely don't
penis,
have a wire
but
on.
like, it's like wired, like, crazy, and like the guy's like looking at him. I was like, yeah, that's Chris Kattan right there. But like this dude did neither Roxbury's, but also I think some people have forgotten, he did the serious acting role in House on Haunted
What?
Hill.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
he was
I remember
he
that.
was
That
he
name
was
rings a
one
bell though.
of the guys. He had like the whole like glasses and everything. He was one of the guys um that's kind of like this like little neurotic dude. Like, I feel like Matthew
Oh,
Lillard
okay.
did his character a lot better in 13 Ghosts, but like Chris Kattan
Okay.
was like this little neurotic dude of like, yeah, I'm here for the money because I need the money, but like the moment the doors start like locking in and he's trying to escape, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? He starts freaking out. He's just like this wily kind of crack-addled
Goes
guy.
with him.
and
That goes with him.
yeah, he plays that so well. And when I was like looking at him, oh my god, what's his name? There's like a modern podcaster. He has like this whole show where he brings on like a lot of the young upstart comedians to kind of get like their name out there. I can't stand him, but I'm over here. It's like Chris Kattan's like, the prettier, younger version of him, that,
Oh.
actually has talent and everything compared to, I can't remember that fucking podcaster's name, but god dang. It's like, I'm,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's
I'd be interesting to see that.
yeah, it's like, I think we need to have a Chris Kattan like return, reunion, whatever
I
it is.
agree.
I'm pretty sure he comes back to SNL from time to time when they do a Roxbury reunion thing, and it's like, yeah, like you can't have that
Fun.
without Chris. And um, he's a very interesting character actor, and it's kind of sad that a lot of those SNL character actors don't last long. They get like a nice little longevity, and then they just fall off the face of the earth, and
Yeah,
it's
I
like, it
know.
kind of sucks. But we are going to wrap this up because holy crap, did we actually, I need to quit lying to myself. Hey, we're going to have a short episode here because we actually made it to an hour and everything. We had
Oh
a
wow.
wonderful chat with Rebecca and everything. So Rebecca, where can find you on the socials?
So you can follow me on Instagram, the Miss Malik. That's the underscore MISS underscore MALIK. And there you can pretty much see the links to my other stuff. And you can also go to missmalik.com.
Do you have any events coming up for November?
So November, I'm going to be doing some filming. So that's obviously not going to be public, but it will be public at some point whenever the filming is done. And I can tell y'all like what the project is and whatnot. But in December, there is a to be movie dropping that I'm in.
Ooh.
It's called Gypsy in the Quarter. It was filmed mostly in Houston and some in New Orleans. So it's pretty dope. It's a very, I guess, in a sense, relatable, especially for like us being from this region, Houston, New Orleans. It's kind of cool to see like that in a film in the background. But it's pretty much focused on three friends. So I play one of the best friends, there's two best friends, and then the main character is Gypsy. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so stay tuned for that.
All right. Again, we love plugging Tubi here because Tubi's free. Tubi has ads, yes, but that just
I love
means
TV.
like go use the restroom, go refill your drink, quit complaining about ads because Tubi's an awesome site to go
Right.
to if you want your classics, if you want your classic horror, your classic TV show, and if you want something modern like what Rebecca's going to be in, which is in December. Do you have an exact date for December?
Not an exact date. I just know it's supposed to drop at some point in the
Okay.
winter.
Okay.
So it's probably late December, early January.
Okie dokie. Folks, thank you guys again for listening. Guys can find me at the Gothic Storyteller on all the socials. And with that, that is a wrap. I love having you here. It was definitely
Thank
nervous
you.
because
I enjoyed
it
it.
was definitely something out of my left field, but
Something new.
yeah, it is something new. I have to do more new stuff this year and everything. But thank you so much again for being here, and I truly
Thank
do
you. I
appreciate you. God,
appreciate you.
I had a stroke there for a second.
Oh my God. Don't knock on wood. Stop.